Welcome to Incognito Islamic Productions.
Preference of sons over daughters. Leave aside giving equal rights to women. There is hardly any verse in Hindu scripture that prays for the birth of a daughter, while there are several verses and especially dedicated hymns for the birth of a son. As per the Hindu text, the son saves the father from hell, called Put, hence he is called Putra, while a daughter is Duhita, one who does bad. Hindu scriptures have a ritual called Pamsavan Sanskar for the birth of a son. There are thousands of verses in Vedas, but not even a single verse prays for the birth of a daughter. The Vedas rather say, Prajapati, Anumati, Sinivali have ordered it. Elsewhere may he effect the birth of maids, but here prepare a boy. It is mentioned in Grihya Sutras, Prajapati has created him, Savitar has shaped him, imparting birth of females to other women, may he put here a man. There are special hymns and verses in Vedas which pray for the birth of a son, like in Atharva Veda 6.11, Atharva Veda 3.23, and Atharva Veda 7.48. And there are other verses like Atharva Veda 14.122, 12.347, 2.36.3, 14-72, and you will also find such verses in the Rig Veda 3.31.1, 10.85.42 till 45, and so on. But not even a single verse in the Vedas wishes for a daughter. As a result of these verses, female infanticide is still in practice. India loses millions of unborn female babies every year. Krishna Yajurveda also has reference to female infanticide in the Vedic period, where Aryans used to abandon female girls. Therefore, they deposit a daughter on birth, a son they lift up. Following is the reference about Kashyap Rishi recommending Pamsavan. In Srimad Bhagavatam 6.1851, Kasyapa Muni continued and said, if you perform this ceremony called Pamsavana, adhering to the vow with faith for at least 1 year, you will give birth to a son destined to kill Indra. But if there is any discrepancy in the discharge of this vow, the son will be a friend to Indra. In Sankha Samhita 2.1, it says, on the full manifestation of the signs of pregnancy, the rite of Nisheka should be performed. The wise should perform the rite of Pamsavanam, rite for the causation of the birth of a male child, unto her as soon as she would be quick with the child. Garuda Purana goes a step ahead and says that the wife giving birth only to daughters should be abandoned. A barren woman shall be abandoned in the 8th year after marriage. A woman whose children die in infancy shall be abandoned in the 9th year. A woman who gives birth only to daughters shall be abandoned in the 11th year. And a woman who speaks unpleasant words shall be abandoned immediately. It is mentioned in Smritis that a wife who drinks liquor, who is barren, who hates her husband's people, and who bears only females should be superseded, meaning she must be replaced by another wife in polygamy, and she must be abandoned in the sense that she is to be deprived of her rights as a wife. The liquor drinker, the deceased, the cunning, the barren, the killer of wealth, the unpleasant spoken, who bears female children should be superseded, so also one who hates people. A barren wife may be superseded in the 8th year, she whose children all die in the 10th, she who bears only daughters in the 11th, but she who is quarrelsome without delay. It is mentioned in Shatapat Brahmana that a wife who has no son is a discarded wife and possessed with destruction. And on the following day he goes to the house of a discarded wife and prepares a pap for Niriti. A discarded wife is one who has no son. For a wife that is without a son is possessed with Niriti, meaning destruction and calamity. Once, while he was listening to the religious discourses of the Munis, he heard unmistakably by the Munis telling that the man who is sonless can never go to the heavens. A son saves the father from the Naraka called Put, so he is called Putra by the self-born Lord himself. The house of a man without a son is void. When the highest authoritative text like Vedas and other scriptures like Puranas, Brahmanas, don't wish for a daughter, we can conclude and we can say confidently that the main reason for female feticide and infanticide is this negative portrayal of daughters in the Hindu scriptures, which was prevalent in ancient India, and still to this day many Hindus prefer sons over daughters. When asked, Hindus reply that they prefer sons because it's only the son that can perform certain rites like funeral rites of prayer. The son looks after the parents in their old age, etc. Many such verses can be found in Garuda Purana, Manusmriti, Narada Purana, Skanda Purana, in Atharva Veda, and in Rig Veda. Additionally, it is mentioned in Shastra, when he has finished, let him murmur, into thy breath I put the sperm. Or, as the earth is pregnant with Agni, as the heaven is with Indra pregnant, as Vayu dwells in the womb of the regions, thus I place an embryo into thy womb. May a male embryo enter thy womb as an arrow the quiver. May a man be born here, a son after 10 months. Give birth to a male child. May after him another male be born. Their mother shalt thou be of the born, and to others mayst thou give birth. Why so much discrimination against the birth of daughters?